I just got done with another deload day. I'm on day 3 of deloading, which is nice. It's a nice, just different pace. I used to really hate deloads for some reason. I just felt like I was missing out on something, falling behind. As I've gotten older, gotten a little bit more mature in the sport, I've realized that my body craves days off completely, but also just craves deloading and just taking care of my body. That's what this week is about. It's not only about taking care of my body in the gym, but also just like checking in with myself outside of the gym. What do I need? What do I need to do emotionally, mentally? Where am I at? Just trying to meet those needs as much as possible. I call it your inner child, trying to meet the needs of your inner child. So yesterday, for instance, I was supposed to swim. Just kind of got to it was like 4:30 p.m. and I just had not done it. I had some phone calls, I had some other stuff I needed to do. And I was like, you know what? It's okay. I just had to remind myself that I wasn't going to melt, wasn't going to die, wasn't going to miss out on something just because I didn't do an active recovery swim one time. Just kind of things like that where as I've gotten older in the sport, I'm just trying to advocate for myself as much as possible, which it's really hard because it's a fine line between babying yourself and advocating for yourself. But there is 2 distinct differences. And I think what falls into the same category as that is like pain threshold, right? I think there's a difference between like you just being a baby and being tired, that type of like pain threshold. And if I do another rep, I'm going to injure myself threshold. I've always enmeshed those together for the longest time in my career. And it's kind of gotten me to this point where I was out for a full season because my back was completely on strike. I don't want that to be the end of my story and my career in CrossFit. I'm doing my best to do things differently since I'm getting this second chance. Though it's really hard and it kind of goes against all of my principles, I am trying to lean into my intuition and trust that I know what's best for my body. It's not 100% of the time I'm just being a baby because I'm choosing not to do something. And even today, an example, I was supposed to do 6 rounds of 500-meter row, a 3-minute bike. And I was about to do it. I was about to start. And then I thought to myself, but how is my back going to like sitting on the rower for 500 meters? It hasn't lately. Why would I try to do that during a deload if it hasn't like during a normal week of training? So I decided literally last minute, I was like, you know what? Instead of 6 rounds of 500 meters, I'm going to do 12 rounds of 250 meters so I can get off the rower more times to give my back some relief. And I think that was definitely a better route to go. And so it's just stuff like that. Looking back now at my career, I think I wish I would have done a little bit more of that and used intuition in the gym of like, okay, am I trying to be a baby and not wanting to do something? Or do I need to take care of myself today and advocate for myself a little bit more? I think that I probably wouldn't have had to go through the last couple of years if I would have done that a little bit more. And that's okay. We don't look at the past and be like, oh, condemning ourselves and beating ourselves up. We have a lot of compassion for ourselves. I have so much compassion for myself, and I was just doing the best that I could back then. But moving forward, it's a choice, and I can choose to advocate for myself, not neglect myself, and kind of listen to what my intuition is telling me. So that's my goal for the rest of my career and on. I think it goes way farther than just CrossFit. It's just listening to myself, respecting myself a little bit more, advocating for myself, and just seeing where that takes me compared to almost using like bad fuel and neglecting myself to get me to where I want to go. You might get there, but it might not be as fulfilling. And you're like physically for me, if I keep doing the way that I was doing things, I might get to where I want to go, but I'm going to be so broken and so in so much pain. And I don't want that to be a part of my story anymore. I can choose to still be very competitive, live a very happy and healthy life post CrossFit. So that's what I choose. And I hope you choose that for yourself too.